Mm. Hmm. What's going on, good people? This your guy, King Fitch. In my heart, I am a king. Nah, but all jokes aside, wanted to say happy Thursday. It is June 30th, the last day of the month of June in 2022. It's been a while. You know me. I'm gonna post 2K videos. I'm gonna post basketball videos, despite being at 23,500 plus subscribers. My channel, yeah, I'm always in the hunt trying to become a YouTube partner, but I wanted to just talk like I always do, talk about, wow, the NBA free agency that's going. I'm in the West Coast, so in a couple hours, things will really set into motion, but deals have been happening the last 3 or 4 days. I also wanted to talk a good 25 minutes or so about mental health, how I'm doing, check in with those who have been loyal, still subscribe to me. I try to subscribe to as many channels as I can. I got my pages that I'm always into. But the point is, um, I wanted to talk about mental health first. We live in a world where, you know, we're in a social media world for sure, but life is hard. You have work, you have school, you have family. Everybody's situation is different, household to household, person to person. We all have responsibilities. It's just the way the world's set up for us, right? We're here to try and find a balance, a place in this world. It's not always easy. That mentally messes with you. It messes with your mind, it messes with your heart, your spirit. You know, I'm a very spiritual person, just like my father. Very few people are. There's so many different religions, cults, all types of versions of what is considered to be faith. And that affects our mindset and how we look at things and how we approach life. For me, I've always tried to do things by the book. Always every job I've ever worked over a span of 19 years. I'm 31. I turned 32 in December. My very first job was in Manhattan, in New York City, in 2002. I worked for the Harlem Children's Zone. I was able to work with children around the same age as me. I was able to travel to New Jersey. We went to camps. I was not only getting paid to be in the after school program, but I was helping those within the same after school program as myself with homework help. There was a karate class I would just sit in, attend the karate class, sometimes try the karate moves or with this guy sensei. At that time he was 45 years old, but this was 19 years ago. Hope the guy's still going strong. But my point is, mental health is so important. I left Walmart last year because of my own mental health. Retail is not an easy job to be a part of, let alone do. But the fact is, I work so hard at everything I do. I've always done great things for those around me. Where I live right now in California, I live in a suburban area, right? When I go to the hood, I work at this school. I work as a referee for 6 months. It's in kind of an intermission for the time being, but my directors, he welcomed me back on. That's why those few videos I post inside that middle school gym, that's Hanshaw Middle School. We have older and semi-younger groups between the age of 12 all the way up to like 25 plus in age. And even I get to play in those basketball games. I record the very few games that I am in every Saturday since December up to just about last weekend. Last Saturday that just passed was our last Saturday for a while. I'm going to try to resume in August, right? So I've always mentally tried to lock in and help others around me because that's key when it comes to mental health is, finding a balance in how you can interact with others, but also finding a balance of how you could be a better version of yourself. So, over the years, I've done videos like this. It's not necessarily for engagement. I get 3 or 4 views myself because I have multiple phones, and things like that. But the point is, I like to really spread positive vibes, spread positivity and peace, because we live in a world where there's a lot of people dying, suicide, different things like that. And mental health is so very important. You have to really see that there's something wrong with yourself in order to get better, and that starts psychologically from your childhood years. You have to look at the good and the bad in your life and how you could find a way to turn that, into the opposite of what it is. If it's bad, you want it to be good. If it's good, obviously you would not want it to be bad. But life is hard. The gas prices are going up. We're still in a pandemic. Don't get it twisted. I know I'm outside, vaccinated, whatnot, but I still wear my mask. At least, when I'm out with my wife, she does as well. That's our personal choice. I'm not gonna push for somebody else to wear their mask, even though I think they should. But it is what it is. You know, it's not a matter of being scared. It's a matter of being just wise and smart, because you have monkeypox, you have Delta variants, you have different things going on that's bigger than us, right? And as a man of color, as what they consider a minority, unfortunately, in this country, this great and not so great country that is America, the US of A. I love it and I hate it at the same time. I'm an African American. I have Spanish blood. I am Haitian American, fourth generation. I am Cherokee Indian from both my mother and father. They ironically are Cherokee as far as the tribe, as well as African American. As I mentioned, I have a lot of different backgrounds that I'm very proud of. And unfortunately, they are considered by those with higher power to be minorities. I don't give a damn. At the end of the day, I'm going to do what's best for me and my family and do what's right. And I will continue to help people if they truly deserve to be helped. But the point is, with all this mental health, again, my point in my head, mental health is so important. Do a little cleaning in the backyard, like to keep a nice home. But that's key. It comes down to how you can be the better version of yourself without pushing yourself over the edge. It's hard because the world is not going to get any easier from here on out. It's always been. People say, my dad, he when I talked a few times, I'm able to talk to him within a respective month, every few weeks, every few days. He always tells me, why do people think 2020 was the worst year in human history, let alone American history? When there was slavery, there was genocide in different countries, there was the Depression era in 2008, as well as 1930. My grandmother was around. South Carolina, God rest her soul. She passed away in '07. My dad's mother, Elizabeth, right? I've lost so many family and friends over the years. I just lost a good friend of mine I used to work with a few weeks ago, Philip. God rest his soul. He was very loyal to what we did. We worked at White Castle, but it was our job to just be present, be active. We hung out, played basketball in Brooklyn at Marcy Playground over by Broadway Junction. I grew up in Brooklyn, I grew up in Harlem, I lived in the Bronx, I lived in Queens, I lived in Staten Island, all five boroughs. I graduated here and there. I went to high school in my foster care years and non-foster care years in Port Richmond High School in Staten Island, New York. I traveled from Manhattan, I traveled from Staten Island first, then Manhattan, and then eventually back to Brooklyn again. I was in Brooklyn, with my mother still, when we were still on good terms. I just recently got into better terms with my mom just a few months ago. I haven't spoken to her in almost 8 years. Life is crazy like that, right? I truly am one of the strongest individuals on this planet, not because I haven't been through nonsense and craziness, but because I have been able to find a balance in how I can actually be at peace while not letting it affect how I interact with others, but knowing that there was pain and that I'm still overcoming pain, but knowing that I am able to be a better me, not letting that pain destroy the life that I have now. Because if I let that pain destroy the life that I have now, then it's like, what's the purpose, I want to live as long as I can live. And I have pain in my heart for those who want to commit suicide, because there's someone that did something to them that caused them to not have the will to live anymore. And that's hard. That's tough. God help those who need help. I pray that everybody that is going through something finds some type of peace. But I'm also not fond of people that try to hurt others. That's not right. It's inhumane. It's not what makes us human, you know? Being human is like playing sports, playing video games, being with your family, driving, going to have a good time, drinking alcohol, doing whatever you want to do, but being responsible about it. Just living life to the fullest without hurting others. That's what it means to be human, to live life, but there's a way to do it right, right? And again, this is where it all points back to your mental, right? You have to really understand that we only get one life. You have to live it to the fullest. You truly do. I get that. And that's what I've done. I've been in California now almost 9 years. November, a little less than 5 months away. It will be my nine-year anniversary, my 9th anniversary since I left Brooklyn, New York, to live to California, to be with my now wife, but my mate of almost 11 years. Right? I am at peace. I truly am. It's hot as hell out here, so I just had cereal, so don't mind me. Excuse me. but on the real though, mental health is key. You have to find what's wrong, pinpoint it, try to find a way to work around that, to find that balance and bring peace back into yourself. But I'll end it right there. But let me talk another 10 or so minutes about this Kevin Durant situation. Wow. Okay, so here's the truth. My wife, San Jose, Northern California, Golden State Warriors fan through and through. Damn their whole life. I don't hate the Warriors. My wife and I, we went to a Warriors parade in 2015, the first time they won in 40 years. Because they won in 75, it had Rick Barry. My dad was around, so he knows more about that history because he's 70 years old now. God bless him. Love my father to death. Love my mother too. Just our relationship is different from what it is with my dad. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Lakers fan. I'm a Lakers fan first, but I'm always going to be a Knicks fan second. New York, it's in my blood. I'm born and raised. I'm from Mount Sinai Holy Hospital in Central Park East, 1990. I was born there. I'm New York. The accent's still there sometimes, Being in California, I'm much more laid back and chill. But as far as being a New Yorker, it's good and bad to it. It's not for everybody. You have that fast-paced environment. But for those who are Nets fans, they don't understand. The New York is Knicks town. Yeah, you got your Brooklyn heads, people from New Jersey, they rooted for Nets, Jason Kidd. Even back then, Julius Erving did a stint with them in the 80s or so, right? Great franchise, but a not so great franchise. You can say the same about the Knicks. I trashed the Knicks, but I will always love them as much as I trashed them. I talk my spit. I ain't try to curse, but you know what I mean? It is what it is, but love the Knicks and hate them at the same time. I like Jalen Brunson. Boy was getting money, right? But $110 for potentially four year. But I can't hate on another man getting money, right? That's not cool. But he gonna get a good little 20, 25 point games here and there. He gonna average like a little 18-ish points per game once we finally got him, because Leon Rose was his former agent. Leon's part of the Knicks organization. His father works, Mr. Brunson, I forgot his first name. He works for the Knicks now. I think he's an assistant coach with Thibodeau, right? With the Lakers, I destroy almost anybody I face on the court. Even if I don't beat you, you're going to have to work hard to get your buckets on me. I don't care how big you are. That Kobe, that shit runs in my blood. I'm Mamba. Out here, people know who I am. That fadeaway jumper, the turnaround. I pass more. Sorry, Kobe. God rest your soul, boy. But I have 11,000 assists. Them stats I be posting every few weeks or so are real. They are real. Believe that. I emulate my game after Carmelo with the little elbow jumper, the turnaround shoulder. But Kobe, that's the person that I really, when I bite my shirt, when we have point game, I'm the guy with nearly 3,800 game winners. I'm the guy they always count on to bring us home. Mamba will always have a place dear to my heart. When people say Kobe's not top 5, top 10, I block him on Twitter or mute him, ignore him. Kobe's my top 3. I sometimes put LeBron before Kobe, stats wise, but Kobe still got the 5 rings. He's working on something. We cook it up in LA, right? I'm always gonna be a Lakers fan through and through as well. We cooking up. Free agency don't even start yet. I just wanted to post a rare outside video, or even if I did this video in my room, it's much more cooler in there. I'm in the shade, so I'm okay. It's hit 97 to 103 out here where I'm at in California, my part of Northern California. So, but I'm Mamba. My friend Fabian, that boy got Mamba on him too. Little turnaround jumper. I've watched him for many years since he was in high school. He's in his early 20s. He got a kid now. I'm a family man. I watch people out here grow up just from hoops. Going to my community college, I got my associate's degree out here with them. Much respect. Nothing but respect. There's people out here I don't like, but I just don't mess with them. That's all it is. But when it comes to Kobe, I'm the guy that plays like Kobe. My mannerisms. You hit me, I rarely call fouls. I've taken over games. I've won hundreds of game winners. My channel has almost 60, 100 and a half videos. At least 200-300 videos of me hitting game winners, and whether it's 21 team games. I've always tried to make the right plays in basketball. Nowadays, I'm just like that older head, who's a well-respected legend. I have nothing left to prove. I have 185,000 career points. But sorry, I drifted away from the Kevin Durant news. But I like KD. I got a pair of KDs finally. They're like more fashion sneakers, but they're Kevin Durant's. The Golden State move was kind of weak, but it didn't bother me as much as other people. And it just elevated LeBron's greatness that much more. Make things a little difficult for LeBron, but I didn't always like LeBron. I always was Kobe guy, Lakers guy first. I always felt LeBron threatened Kobe's, not legacy, but he was kind of in the way. And when LeBron joined the Miami Heat, I thought that was soft. Once LeBron became a Laker, I've always loved LeBron's work, his humanitarianism in Ohio with the I Promise School, his native Akron, and things like that. I've never hated LeBron as a person. I just hate his antics, his flopping. Yeah, he still whines and complains, and I'll still tweet about it. But nowadays, I'll post LeBron videos. I got LeBron number 6 Lakers shirts from Ross. I wear them proudly. Hit game winners in them on people. I do the neutralizer LeBron thing he used to do. He did that one time when he was in Miami against Golden State many years ago. I think 2013 or 14, one of those years, maybe 2012. With Kevin Durant, he's one of the greatest near 7 foot. I think he's 6'11", or be just about 7 feet. Scores I've ever seen in my life. It's all said and done. I got KD top 10, top 15, top 10. I just moved Curry into my top 10. I think I took Larry Bird out, but I got to really go over my list because it's hard to really come off the top of your head because I'm a 90s baby. I watch basketball almost 27 years, which is fair. More than a lot of these younger folks, They watch highlights and make assumptions, but I actually watched Michael Jordan kill the Utah Jazz on the box TV when I lived in New York City, right? But then watching Kevin Durant, LeBron, even Kobe throughout the late 90s, 2000s, 2010s until his retirement, God rest his soul, his passing, he was literally my favorite player of all time. Around the same time as Michael Jordan, I loved Allen Iverson. Boy, he gave us work. I know we beat the Sixers in 5 in 2001. I was 10 years old that year. But, he's a Hall of Famer for a reason. It's not always about the championships. Charles Barkley talks like, he won something, but he was cold. Charles Barkley was a bucket. For 6'4", he played bigger than what he was. So Kevin Durant was for sure be a Hall of Famer. I'm just curious. But he mentioned Phoenix and the Miami Heat, ironically, the two number one seeds in respectively the East and Western Conference as his trade spots. But the Brooklyn Nets are going to actually they're going to go with whatever works for them. They can get more assets. They may not even trade him there unless they get DeAndre Ayton and some very good pieces to help with what looks to be a rebuild. Honestly, it's not a rebuild, but it is. And now with Kyrie possibly not taking that $36 million whatever contract, he may end up. I kind of want him to go to Lakers, but then I don't want to deal with the drama that is Kyrie Irving. I just laugh at Brooklyn Nets fans because, they had something special, and that's internal with Kyrie, KD, and Harden. They had a little animosity towards each other. Steve Nash isn't a good coach. He thought, just because he played 17 years in the NBA, I don't know that this was going to work. But the transition from being a player to a coach doesn't always work in your favor. Derek Fisher's the prime example. Screwed my Knicks a year or two with Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson screwed the Knicks organization with the moves he did or did not make to put pieces around Carmelo that year, those seasons, some years back. Porzingis and Carmelo never worked. Porzingis had good moments. We booed him on draft night. Knicks fans are passionate. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Lakers fan too. I root for both. But the point is, right? Knicks still run New York. But with Kevin Durant, I'm just curious. A lot of people are going to consider him to be the weakest superstar ever because of the way his moves are being made. But, he got fed up with the organization and the direction of things. I mean, yeah, you get Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons has the mental health thing. But I just talked about mental health. It's not something to joke about. Was he messing around just to get out of Philly? Probably not. Mental health happens to everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a celebrity or not. But that situation is interesting. And now James Harden is, what they claim is he's putting in work earlier to get ready for next season for a potential championship run. Philly always wets the bed, so I'll believe it when I see it. But with Kevin Durant, even if Embiid and those guys try to push him to Philly, he's just going to end up back with James Harden. I don't know if they have any beef with each other or whatnot. But, they were good teammates at OKC and, of course, Brooklyn for a season or two, if even that. Because I know KD had some injuries as well. Kyrie had injuries, and then Kyrie had the vaccination stuff. I'm not going to get into that topic as much or at all, let alone what I said earlier in the mental health portion of this video. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. You got to look at what things are, not what they will be. No, but you get what I'm saying. Well, those who know how I talk, they know. But I mean, KD could do whatever he wants. I think he's a grown ass man. We're just all like, wow. We were speculating he would actually, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I get off this video, I'm going to check Twitter because I got Waj and Shams. I don't like Waj because he be hating on the Lakers. Clippers got a really good team, but again, I won't believe anything until I see it. Out of all these potentially formed duos or trios, KD, Kyrie, Harden, Kawhi, Paul George, injuries, Western Conference Finals, meh. But then there's LeBron and AD. We got a championship in 2020. Mickey Mouse ring or not, haters, call it a Mickey Mouse ring. It's a pandemic. What the fuck you expect us to do? The women were playing at IMG Academy. This is how you know people be hating on the women game. They had the women playing at IMG Academy in Florida. And Seattle, both LeBron and Sue. Wow, that's crazy because was that year? I think it was year 17 or year 18 LeBron and year 17 or year 18 Sue Bird both won a title the same season, respectively, WNBA and NBA. That's kind of dope. And this is actually Sue Bird's last season. It's Sylvia Fowles. I'm a Minnesota Lynx fan, through and through, through and through. That's my team. We're not doing too good though. We're like 7-13 or something like that. 7-14. But like maybe 15 games left in the WNBA season. But it'll have to do. I know they got FIBA going on. I just saw a Matthew Dellavedova video, and Luka's back in Europe doing killing. I'm a Luka fan, you know. Warriors they did what they did. I hate Boston. I hate everything Boston. So shout out to the Warriors. But their fan base is, yeah, depends. If you're from out here, the Bay, I don't really trust their fan base. Not everybody's like, people like to hop on teams and things like that. I've been to Lakers and Knicks fans before. A lot of these youngins been alive. Real talk. So I ain't got nothing to prove or argue about. It's just like there's a lot of frauds in the NBA fandom, NBA Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And I ain't going to expose them. They expose themselves all the time. But yeah, it is what it is. But I'm definitely interested in this Kevin Durant move. Remember to take care of your mental health. I'm doing great. I'm alive. I'm healthy. I'm at peace. Still. Sorry, you got bugs out here. They just flying around. But much love. I appreciate those for listening. Even if you skip through the video, do what you gotta do. Bees, yellow jackets, ants. No, but you guys have a blessed day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's your boy King Fitch, signing out. What's going on, good people? This your guy King Fitch, King DR Fitch. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Have a blessed day. 1.